This is the host. This is episode 34 of Lore Olympus. And today we're talking about Thunderbird. In this series, I take a look at monsters from various mythologies around the world and try to determine whether they are more storm or legend. Are they powerful, terrifying creatures of immense power? Or are they more like a figment of our imagination, a story to scare children or teach life lessons? Join me as we dive into the tales of these beasts and uncover their true nature. Today we're looking at Thunderbird, one of North America's most famous monsters. But before we jump in, I want to ask you for a quick favor. If you love what I do here, if you appreciate my research and storytelling, would you consider supporting me? You can find the link to my support page in the description below. It's a great way to help keep the show going. So thanks for your consideration. Now let's get started. It's hard to find a mythological creature that has left its mark on people's imagination quite like the Thunderbird. Often depicted as a giant bird with a wingspan that can blot out the sun. It is said to possess enough strength to snatch humans out of the sky while they reflying in airplanes, to pick up trees and hurl them through the air, and even to control the weather itself. Across the Great Lakes region of North America, the Thunderbird is likely the most well-known monster of Native American lore. It is a common character in the folklore of many tribes, though sometimes it is referred to by different names such as the Water Thunderbird or the Sky Spirit. Despite these variations, there are common threads that run through all the stories. There seems to be a few different versions of the Thunderbird, but today I will be focusing primarily on the Great Thunderbird, the mightiest and most prevalent of them all. In nearly every telling, the Great Thunderbird is described as a large, fierce-looking bird that can control the wind and the rain, and even summon thunder and lightning. Its nest is in the clouds, and its feathers are made of pure white snow, though some say they are so heavy and thick that they act like armor, capable of stopping even the sharpest arrow. Of course, the size of the Thunderbird is almost always exaggerated in the stories. One Ojibwe tale says that the Thunderbird is 200 miles wide, which would make it larger than any known bird and rival the size of some dinosaurs. That being said, some stories put the bird's wingspan at a more manageable 60 feet. However, this is still absolutely enormous, especially when you hear how it is able to move. Some tellings say that the Thunderbird can fly faster than the wind, carrying with it huge loads of water from the oceans to the sky, where it then evaporates, and returns as rain to replenish rivers and lakes. Other times, however, the Thunderbird is slow-moving and clumsy, stomping about the clouds and making loud thundering noises as it walks. Because it is so big, the ground trembles beneath it, shaking the very foundations of the earth and causing earthquakes. The Thunderbird is said to have a variety of different sounds in its arsenal. When it screams, the sound is so piercing that it shakes the ground and shatters rocks. But perhaps its most iconic noise is its thunderclap. Every time the Thunderbird beats its wings, it creates a clap of thunder that booms across the sky. And And when it does, lightning flashes erupt from its beak and tail feathers. These electrical bolts are incredibly powerful and can incinerate anything they touch. Sometimes the thunderbird uses them to create storms, but other times it uses them as weapons against those who oppose it. Despite its overwhelming power, the thunderbird isn't just some mindless beast of destruction. In fact, it is usually portrayed as a highly intelligent and benevolent creature that only attacks when provoked, while it is sometimes punished for its destructive behavior. It is often revered as a godlike being that protects the balance of nature. For example, in one Ojibwe story, the thunderbird is scolded by Gichimanatu, the supreme being of the tribe, for destroying a village by unleashing a flood. But Gichimanatu recognizes the thunderbird's importance in maintaining the natural order of things, and simply reminds it to be more careful in the future. Similarly, in another Ojibwe myth, the thunderbird is praised for helping humanity after the Great Flood by bringing warmth back to the earth and teaching people how to fish. In some tellings, the thunderbird is also portrayed as a trickster, a mischievous being that plays pranks on humans. In one story, the thunderbird disguises itself as an old woman and tricks a young man into letting it ride on his back. Once it is perched on his shoulders, though, the thunderbird grows to its full size and flies away, leaving the poor guy hanging onto his cloak for dear life. Perhaps one of the most intriguing aspects of the thunderbird is its connection to water. In many stories, it is said to live near lakes and rivers and to control the flow of water. In one Iroquois myth, the thunderbird helps the people by diverting the course of a river and creating a new lake. And in another story, it is said to be the guardian of a sacred waterfall that provides the tribe with food and medicine. The thunderbird's association with water may have originated from its ability to create rain and storms. But it has taken on a life of its own in some tales. In the end, the thunderbird is a complex and enigmatic figure whose powers and motivations are not fully understood. It is a force of nature that both inspires awe and fear, and it is a reminder of the power of the natural world. So now we must answer the question I pose in every episode. Is Thunderbird just a metaphor or something real? I think the answer here is a little less clear-cut than usual. There are similarities between the thunderbird and other giant birds found in mythology across the world. The similarities are too great to be a coincidence, leading some to believe that the thunderbird is based on a real animal that prehistoric humans encountered. But no matter what, it is safe to say that the thunderbird is definitely a metaphor for nature itself. After all, the thunderbird's powers are directly related to the weather, and it is constantly working to maintain the balance of the natural world. When the thunderbird is in balance, everything is fine. But when it is upset, it causes storms, floods, and earthquakes. In that way, the thunderbird is like nature itself, powerful and awe-inspiring, but also destructive. When it is not respected. But with that, I think we have reached the end of this video. So my question for you is this. Do you believe that the Thunderbird is just a metaphor, or do you think that it is based on a real animal? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And while you're down there, remember to leave a like and a sub. This has been the host. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time for more lore. Bye.